Hey guys, it's me again. Welcome to a DVD update, as well as the first update for 2022. So yeah, which I got a total of... Oops. Grey Ghost is coming at 3, 6, 9, 11 DVDs at Salvation Army Thrift Store today. So yeah, so if Grey Ghost will move, I think I'm gonna have to move her so I can start this update. And most of these are TV shows, so I just want to give you information. So yeah. So anyways, let's begin.
5% of those who needed mental health services but hadn't received them cited transportation issues. An additional 20% said they simply didn't have time. The pandemic is also shining a spotlight on a remaining obstacle, the so-called digital divide.
I'm Rick Elmhorst, and this is your Spectrum News in 90. Governor Ron DeSantis says after a pause, the federal government will once again send states monoclonal antibody treatment. They're considered an early treatment method against COVID-19.
We obviously want to have that here for patients to be able to do it.
Monday, flight cancellations are mounting. Holiday travel season has racked up more than 15,000 cancellations, with airlines pointing to weather and staffing woes. Tampa International Airport says it's seeing 51 cancellations and 115 delays. The Bucs were able to pull out the win against the Jets.
That's what the inside looks like.
In the middle of the game, as you can see here, Bruce Arians says Brown is no longer a Buc. Tom Brady described it as a difficult situation. That is a quick look at your Bay News 9 news. Now here's a quick look at your weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Clay with a quick weather update. Windy and cool.
Oh, it goes this way.
In the evening, temperatures only in the low to mid 60s. Then as we head through the night, it's going to cool down even more. We'll drop to about 39 or 40 in our northern counties, mid 40s to around 50, 52 for the Tampa Bay area. So a chilly start.
I'm scooting over, guys, because you know I'm claustrophobic and I don't do well in some spots, small spots. Anyways, let me show you the artwork.
In Governor Ron DeSantis' first public appearance of the new year, he spoke on the state's record number of coronavirus cases. The governor stood alongside other state leaders and said after some pushback from the state, the federal government will once again ship monoclonal antibody treatments to the states. DeSantis says the federal government stopped the shipments because an early study said the treatments didn't help Omicron COVID-19.
Oh, I forgot there's another disc, too. I totally forgot. I apologize for that. It happens.
And it's something that we actually have seen applied with Omicron patients, and we have seen symptoms resolve. So it's not clear that this is not something that is going to not be a benefit. It may not be as good as it was against Delta. We obviously want to have that here for patients to be able to do it.
The governor went on to say that once the federal government ships out the treatment, the state will get treatment sites open immediately, and that Florida has
scoot back up.
to add more sites when needed.
There we go.
The governor also commented on what some media outlets have called his, quote, absence over the last few weeks. He said he's been working throughout that time. One day, accompanied his wife to her cancer treatment. The FDA is authorizing the use of a third dose of the Pfizer vaccine for children as young as 12. That move comes as the U.S. is now averaging 400,000 new cases of COVID per day due to the spread of the Omicron variant, with hospitalization rising as well. The agency also authorized shortening the time between all booster shots.
Let me get these in the right order.
The CDC still has to sign off on the new authorizations. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky expected to announce her decision later this week.
This is the wrong disc. Well, it's the only wrong disc, but I don't really care. I'm going to keep it anyways.
Unfortunately, it's not just staffing woes.
The disc doesn't really want to stay in there good.
Our Fallon Silcock joins us now from Tampa International Airport. And Fallon, what's the latest?
Now we're on to the right DVDs.
Well, Rick, we do have it a whole lot better here in Tampa than some other areas in the country. I'll step out now.
Oh, pause the video if you want to read the episodes. Same thing here.
Cancellations and a few delays here. And airlines say you can expect to see a lot more of this throughout the day because of that bad weather and some staffing issues. Now, Tampa is still faring much better, though, than a lot of other airports.
Now, hang on while I
With about 2%
move the
of
artwork down
departing
some.
flights canceled, while places like Albany, Richmond, and D.C. have over 20% of departing flights canceled. That's all according to FlightAware, which tracks live flights around the world. And according to USA Today, flight delays and cancellations have been a big problem ever since Christmas Eve, with over 15,000 flights canceled. And this weekend was the worst two-day stretch across the country. Now, travel experts expect these issues to continue because of that storm on the East Coast that's approaching today, combined with a lot of airline workers being out sick right now with COVID. So that is just causing a lot of problems for anyone trying to fly in or out. But as always, these airlines say make sure you check the status of your flight before heading to the airport. And they say depending on where you're going to or from, you may want to also look into some alternate travel plans. Rick.
And you know, Fallon, when you look at that website, FlightAware.com, man, for today, it looks like it's going to be another horrendous day, numbers-wide, all around the world, probably.
Yeah, that's right. They're reporting
Oh,
over
shit.
4,000
Sorry about that.
delayed flights so far today, over 3,000 canceled flights so far today. But of course,
The
these
DVDs
numbers
fell
will be
over.
changing
That's
all
okay,
the
though.
time.
It happens, so I apologize for that. Anyways, let's continue.
Everything is tied into COVID nowadays, unfortunately, and this week the CDC is expected to update its COVID quarantine guidelines. Last week, the CDC reduced its recommended isolation period from 10 days to 5 if a patient has no symptoms. Well, some health experts criticize the new guidelines for not including a negative test as a requirement for leaving isolation.
There's no doubt that you do want to get people out into the
Yeah, it's closed good.
if they are without symptoms.
Yeah.
And in the second half of a 10-day period, which would normally be a 10-day isolation period, the likelihood of transmissibility is considerably lower in that second half of a 10-day period.
Under the new guidelines, it's
Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in so you can read the episode since Greg Ost is in the way. For those who can't see good. For those who can't see good, excuse me.
This week, there is a lot on students and parents' minds right now. COVID, the Omicron variant.
Up, she's out of the way now. So I take that back.
Shows us what parents should know this semester.
Every state tracks pediatric COVID cases differently. Some states are
I don't know why the disc keep falling out. I guess it happens.
Every child that comes to the hospital, even if they don't check in for COVID symptoms. And because many cases involving the Omicron variant are asymptomatic, that could be driving up the numbers. The question with kids heading back to school is this: should you be worried?
I don't like these thin cases, but what am I gonna do about it? Oop, I forgot to show the front again.
University of Alabama right there with her fear. So
There we go.
it is not panning out. Tampa area hospitals are not seeing any severe illness in kids.
This is the last Family Guy DVD that I acquired.
No admissions of children because of COVID. They have seen more kids testing positive, but all of them are either asymptomatic or only having very mild symptoms. They are all quickly discharged. What does that mean for kids returning to school? Well, the National Education Association is pushing for kids to keep learning in person.
We can keep our students safe, and we can keep them in person together and learning.
So far, there has been no talk of local school impacts because of COVID. Governor Ron DeSantis has blocked local districts from closing schools to in-person learning, and he has also blocked schools from requiring students wear masks, although kids can choose to wear a mask if they want to. In Tampa, Jason Lanning, Spectrum, Page 9.
One of the big things people are talking about today that's not COVID-19 related, Antonio Brown. Well, it seems like he retired from the Bucs right in the middle of their game against the New York Jets yesterday. He was seen getting emotional on the sideline during the game, which resulted in Brown removing his jersey, his pads, and running across the end zone, giving fans the peace sign. Well, after the game, head coach Bruce Arians said Brown was, quote, no longer a Buck. Brown had already been in trouble with the NFL for violating league protocols.
I'm gonna be careful so I don't knock the discs out of their spot. So yeah.
But on his Instagram page, he wrote, I knew the game was still going. I left cause I'm Super Gremlin. Super Gremlin comes from a song by rapper Kodak Black. Also happening last night, Antonio Brown released a new single called Tip, Not the Palace. And it was already moving up on the Apple Music chart. Bucs quarterback Tom Brady had this to say after the game.
I think everybody should find, hopefully do what they can to help him in ways that he really needs it. And,
Okay, now we're on to the movie DVDs.
We want to see him be his best, and, unfortunately, won't be with our team. I think the most important thing about football are the relationships with your friends and your teammates, and they go beyond the field, and, I think everyone should be very compassionate and empathetic toward,
I don't like these double-sided discs either, but
Even with the distraction
yeah.
of Antonio Brown in the second half, Tom Brady and the Bucs, they were able to pull off a come-from-behind victory against the Jets.
Things up in the northeast. You can see some of those stratocumulus clouds over the Gulf as the chilly air comes in across those warm Gulf waters. So how chilly? Well, as we roll through the rest of the day, into the evening, back into the 50s. The wind is still up for a few more hours. So 40s and 50s this evening. It'll feel a bit colder with the wind. First thing in the morning, maybe some lower 40s, maybe some upper 30s in our northern counties. Usually a few degrees colder than this model actually shows. And probably about 49 or 50 for Tampa Bay. And then as we head through the day tomorrow, we go to a northeast wind. And by 1 o'clock, we've already warmed back up into the 70s and well into the 70s during the afternoon on Tuesday. So windy and cooler this afternoon, partly sunny skies.
Sorry, it's hard to get it in the slip case. There we go, I finally got it in there.
Near 40 in our northern counties. And for tomorrow, partly sunny and milder with a high back to around 73. Back shortly, we'll look ahead. 7-day forecast coming right up. But first, play strong.
And here's the last one for this update.
Recycle. What as you take down your Christmas decorations, do you know what can be recycled and what can't? We'll find out just ahead on Spectrum Bay News 9.
Spectrum Bay News 9 is committed.
Well, that's going to do it for this DVD update, and the first update I did for 2022. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta go now, and peace out.